Welcome to the Marketing Revolution podcast. This is the underground movement of savage marketers from all over the world. We are not Fortune 500 companies. We are real entrepreneurs with real businesses that have one major thing in mind: to set goals and devour them daily. Because we understand that everyone wants to eat, but only savage marketers are willing to do the hunt. Now let's get this revolution started. Hey, what's up, everybody? John Hiley here with the Marketing Revolution podcast and the Marketing Savage Facebook group, coming to you today with a Tactical Tuesday, where I actually give you tactical strategies that you can implement right now. I'm going to talk a little bit about how to direct traffic to amplify the algorithm on basically most social media channels. I like to do this on Facebook. I like to do this on YouTube. I definitely like to do this on the podcast, and I like to essentially let the social media networks know that I'm bringing in outside traffic. See, the social media networks, all of them are very smart, so they understand exactly where people come in from, right? So they understand if they come in from their app. They understand if they come in from a link. They understand when you're driving outside traffic into their platform. So let me tell you the objective of social media platforms. The objective is to have eyeballs on their platform for as long as possible, because that will increase their ad revenue, okay? We're going to be talking later on this week or going into next week. We're going to be talking a little bit about some of the changes that are coming in the future with Facebook and YouTube. But that being said, I do think that this strategy is still going to continue to work, because it's simply you are doing exactly what they want you to do. And I've talked about this before, guys. You want to learn how to please the social networks. You want to learn how to do things that they like, because that's what's going to boost and enhance the algorithm. And it's what's going to allow them or cause them to share whatever post, whatever video, whatever it is that you're doing. They're going to share it much, much more if they see an outside source coming in. And how do you do this? Here's what you do, guys. You couple your email list with some of your social posts. You couple your email list with video drops on YouTube. YouTube absolutely loves this. So let's just say that you found a prime time to drop a video. Prime time for me is Monday through Friday, around 8 a.m. Eastern time. That has always been prime time. On the weekends, you can toy around with some different times. I haven't had much luck on Saturdays. Typically, people are too busy doing things. I've actually had luck on Sundays, but I've had luck either early in the morning. I've actually had luck at 2:00 in the afternoon on Sunday. And I've also had luck on Sunday evening with dropping videos. So ideally, you want to make sure that you drop them during a time when there's going to be more traffic going through that social network, okay? So that's one of the key things, number one. So for instance, Facebook. My times are 8 a.m., 8 p.m., typically. Again, it's like the schedule kind of mirrors itself with YouTube. It kind of mirrors itself with YouTube, because what we're actually looking for is the prime time that people are actually sitting down, scrolling around, looking for something to do. A lot of times I do not get that in the middle of the day. I do not get that towards the end of the day. People are actually either at work, they're doing something, they're busy, they're not paying as much attention. But I will get that in the evenings, and I will also get that early in the morning before people go to work and they're sitting at the breakfast table, they're scrolling around, they're checking their stuff from the night before, and you tend to get a lot of action on these times. I would go as far to say, if you looked into it, you would probably see that my times would be pretty similar to yours. Of course, depending on what trade you're in, or what business you're in, or what profession, or what your audience, the times that your audience are more active, that could vary. But in general, if you've got a normal audience that works a 9-to-5 job or has a business where they work during the day, these are going to be the ideal times that you're going to want to drop your content to get the most eyeballs on it. Some people make the mistake, and even occasionally I make the mistake of dropping content at a time where there's not many eyeballs. It's like you kind of get excited, you create something, you do something, you make a video, you've got a post that just comes to mind, and you write it down, and or you type it out, and it feels great, and then you drop it, and guess what? Nothing happens because there's nobody there to view it. There's nobody there to look at it. Your audience is not there. And the truth of the matter is, the more specific you get with dropping content regularly at the same time, at a specific time, people will begin waiting for it. And in fact, you're going to find that your audience tends to do the same things, right? They have similar patterns. We all have similar patterns. And if you start getting a lot of play at these certain times, and you continue to do it day in and day out, the consistency will take over, and you'll actually see your posts, your videos, everything that you're doing really gain a lot of momentum. What I like to do as well is couple this, including my podcast, with emails, okay? Because what happens is I will email my entire audience, and I will give them a link. I will typically I try to write a headline that will suck people in. They kind of don't know exactly what it is. I try to make it feel like time sensitive, or I like to make the headline feel urgent. Or, one of my favorite headlines is I made a mistake, because everybody wants to know what the hell the mistake is. Anytime that you can hide something behind a wall where they've got to click on it and they've got to go in and read about it before they can, basically quench the thirst of their curiosity, you're in good shape when it comes to writing an email. When they click and they go in there, I typically don't like to do no more than 3 links in an email. I feel that if you go over more than 3 links, you're going to hit the spam filters. So Google will look at that when emails are coming in. I mean, if you get an email that's got like 20 links, it's guaranteed that you're going to get put in the spam box, and you may never get out, right? You may never get out. So I like to put anywhere between 2 to 3 links max in the email. And I like my links to be 1 or 2 places. I like to have them on a video where there's a play button in the middle where they can click it. They can go to the video. I also like to have a link either in a button, or I like to have a link basically in just some text, or an actual hyperlink that's visual inside of the text. I like to toy around with all 3 of them. That being said, a lot of emails perform really well with just copywriting and a link at the bottom, like a hyperlink at the bottom inside of the text. Now I want to say that you want to kind of title it. So you want to say something like, click here to learn more, or you want to put some sort of call to action there. And then you want to highlight it and then link it inside of your website edit, or inside of your email editor. So that way it's not kind of like a raw dog hyperlink just sitting there where it's just a link, but you want to tie it in with a call to action. Okay. And what will happen is, for instance, if you do a live video on Facebook, and then you go and you email people and tell them that you just did a live video about such and such, and it's going to disappear at such and such time, whatever it is, however you strategize the marketing to get the most amount of people there, Facebook will see that you are sending people to your video from an outside source. So people are coming to that video from an outside source. Facebook will see that. They will detect that. So will YouTube. So will your podcast. And the truth of the matter is, it's going to increase the views. It's going to increase the likes. It's going to increase the engagement. So by default, that's just going to increase the amount of exposure you have on any of the platforms, because that's how the algorithm works. Okay. That's how the algorithm works. Algorithm works like this. If somebody comments on your photo or video or whatever it is, Facebook will then take it and serve it to more people. And this happens even on very old videos. There's been times where I've had a video from 10 years ago. Somebody, I don't even know how they got there. I don't know if they scrolled my whole timeline or they looked through all my videos, but they found a video from 10 years ago and they commented on it. And then all of a sudden I'll get like a rush of likes, and I'll get maybe a few additional comments, things like that on the video. That's because every time somebody does that, Facebook takes it and begins to reserve it through the algorithm, right? So they end up, okay, somebody commented on it. Let's serve it to some more people. Let's see if it's relevant. Let's see if we can keep it going. And then if not, the comments die off. The post will just immediately die off. Okay. So that's one of the reasons why you want to look at optimum times that your audience is going to be there, because you want your audience to be there when Facebook serves the algorithm to them. So that way they're commenting, they're looking, they're liking. And what will happen is each and every time that happens, Facebook will serve it to more people. And they also have a hierarchy of how they carry the algorithm on your post, meaning that if somebody just likes it, they're going to give it a hierarchy of, okay, somebody liked it, we'll serve it to a couple people. Oh, somebody commented on it, let's serve it to 10 people. Somebody commented on a comment, let's serve it to 15 people, right? No, nobody knows if that's the exact way that the algorithm works, but that's very similar. So there's a hierarchy there, meaning that a comment is more valuable than a like. That's why it's important when you do post that you just don't do them for specifically for likes. You want to also create a little bit of an engagement there where you want people talking. And then to top it off, that's another reason why you want to comment back on your own post. So if somebody comments, you want to get back on there and write them a comment, and comment back. And that begins to supercharge the algorithm. Sometimes I'll actually refrain from immediately. If I start getting a bunch of comments on the post, I know it's going to catch fire. I will wait until the algorithm kind of slows down. Now, that could take anywhere. I've seen my posts where the algorithm will slow down in 4 hours. It could take 24 hours. And then I'll go back that next day and start replying to all the comments. And so that way Facebook will ignite it back up and then start reserving it to the audience. They'll start pushing it back into the algorithm, okay? So, or if you see some controversial comments on there, or you can get somebody in a conversation on your post, that's even better, because now you guys are going to be going back and forth, back and forth. Other people might jump into the conversation and serve it to much more people. And the truth of the matter is, guys, the way it is today, your Facebook profile is like your representative that you're walking into a party, you're hanging out, and you're talking to people, you're sharing stuff, you're showing parts of your life, things about you. Some of you guys who join the inner circle, if you guys haven't checked out the Savage 7 course that I put together, that is exactly the way that you want to do it. That's exactly the way that you want to do it. You want to be very diverse. You want to give, a lot of attention to people that, you want to give a lot of attention to like what people want to see, what they expect from you. And then there's a certain percentage of it that you actually want to spend promoting your business or whatever service it is that you're doing. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's about entertaining people, meeting people. It's about being social, and then also, giving them a way to understand that, yes, you are in such and such business, and yes, you are available, and yes, they can contact you and what have you. It's almost like having a digital business card. So anyhow, y'all, I'll jump off of here. I think I gave you guys some tactical strategies here. And again, guys, that's why it's super, super important to have an email list. Because each and every time, you don't want to email every day, guys, but if you can email, once a day or even 3 times a week, 4 times a week, this will also give you some additional content to email on, right? Because part of your emails, you just want to bring value, right? You just want to bring value. So if you go do a video on YouTube, or you go do have a Facebook post, or you do a video on Facebook that has a lot of value to your core audience, then you want to be able to tell them about that. There you go. Right there's your content. And that gives you a little bit more, that puts you a little bit more into the light, right? So we're all trying to get in the limelight with our business, with our services. And we're doing that by bringing value and then communicating that value to other people. And that's what I recommend, y'all. So hopefully you guys got some tactical stuff to take home with you today. That's what Tactical Tuesday is about. Not saying that on the other days I don't give you strategy, because I do. But this day is about a specific strategy. And anyhow, y'all, I hope that helps you out on your social media mission to dominate the motherfucking world. Stay savage, guys. We'll see you on the next one.